So I was talking to Peter Humphrey the other day, and Peter had Masterworks, the mastering facility. They were on the second floor of the building that I was at. TechCom was on the first floor. They were on the second floor. And we were just talking. I was telling him what I was doing with YouTube, and he said somehow the name Hoshino came up. I think because I mentioned my friend Bill Rhyme, who became the president of the company. And he said, I got an interesting story about that. Peter's brother, Dave Humphrey, he's a musician. And back in the 70s, he got a job working at Hoshino, which is a distributor for Ibanez guitars and Tama drums. And his job was to set up guitars as they were coming in from Japan. And the guitars came in, good quality, but they weren't set up properly. So he was setting them up, but he couldn't keep up with the flow of guitars that were coming in. So he talked to the people there, and he said, it'd be great if I could hire some other people. So he got Hoshino to hire the members of his band to set up guitars, and these guys all had all vintage guitars and that, and so there was like six of them. So the guitars were coming in, and they were setting them up and then sending them out. But in the meantime, they were talking to the people at Hoshino, I guess they're from Japan, and they said, this is the way a guitar should be. This is the way it should feel. So they brought in their vintage Les Pauls and their vintage Stratocasters and all that, and the Japanese guys borrowed them, I guess, and they measured them, and they got it all down to exactly the way the guitars were built. And they start building the Ibanez guitars exactly like that, and that's what led to the lawsuit with Ibanez about making copies of Les Pauls. But it's kind of an interesting story that the Japanese weren't making great guitars yet, but when they had the people setting them up and showing them how they're supposed to be, they took that information and turned into this huge company that they are today. So I thought you guys liked that story.